let's talk 6-week program.
Well, I think we've talked a lot about why and what's enjoyable about FITISM. I suppose the process of what people can expect and what we actually do. I think that does start with the 6-week program, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And I think for me, well, there is 3 aspects of a 6-week program, isn't there? There's the training side of things, and I think obviously Matt, it'd be good to hear from you in terms of how we structure that. But a big part of that's the nutrition, and obviously we've got Hannah, which I think having from a sales perspective, and sales can be an ugly word, but it's not in terms of you're trying to help someone get into the gym, having experts that can then, that if you say to someone, come and join us, they're actually going to get something out of it. And I think so many personal trainers do have a bit of nutrition knowledge, but let's be honest, it's quite black and white. It's like, you can eat this, you can't eat that. Having someone like Hannah, so obviously full-time nutritionist, registered nutritionist, having somebody who can then go, well, I'll let you speak what you do for someone, but it's amazing.
I think a lot of things for me is working with people's goals and what they actually do want to genuinely get out of things. I think, like you said, it's a lot more about strength and health and longevity and things these days. And I think what I find a lot of people find quite refreshing about the 6-week program is they almost come with a preconceived idea that it is going to be a black and white. You can't do this, you can do this, you're going to have to put your life on hold for 6 weeks to get a result. Whereas actually, my style particularly, and totally FITISM style, is getting people to integrate really, really good nutrition into their daily life, actually working on feeling better, fueling their training better, fueling their lifestyle better, and eating sometimes more, eating better, and just generally feeling great. And then, lo and behold, the results come as a brilliant side effect of all those things. And we all know if you feel better in yourself, if you're eating well, you're training well, you feel more like it. You feel more like training better. You feel more like prepping food. You feel more like being sort of part of a big community, and it all gels together really nicely. But it's also quite nice to, we get a whole spectrum of goals, and actually applying, real good nutritional principles to that can just make or break. So it's a good.
I think that's a big part of it. It's flipping it around, saying, rather than looking at nutrition as I suppose some people see it as a negative, like you said. They come into it going, I can't eat this, I can't eat that. You're flipping around going, saying, no, enjoy food, but enjoy it in this certain way, which is structured and simple for people to digest.
And I think that's the key word. How much information is out there about nutrition? And it is so complicated. Hannah's greatest skill, we work quite a lot together, is how simple you make nutrition, because it is essentially a simple thing, but we've overcomplicated.
Well, there's buzzwords, isn't there? People come in, there's so many people, and obviously you'll hear it firsthand, Hannah, but people are like, I need a macro plan and calories.
Yeah.
And then there's people that chase those from day one. How likely
usually
is
the
it
wrong ones as well. Yeah.
They're like, and obviously they have a place. Like calories are important and macros are important, but they're probably part of a bigger picture that needs to be well considered.
Yeah. I think for most people as well, they come in with that top of the ladder thing where they want to go double down on calories, and they want X amount of this, and they want these really specific, hard, difficult, gritty things. But actually all the foundations aren't there.
Yeah.
So they're repeatedly failing, so to speak, at getting that one really difficult thing sorted because they've not addressed all the low-hanging fruit, really.
I think it comes from a place of like wanting it now, though, isn't it? And it's like taking that approach, which I think we spoke about just a minute ago, around longevity and the importance of sustainability when it comes to your nutrition and your exercise habits. There's absolutely no point for 6 weeks just smashing it, and then in 12 weeks' time, you're in an even worse state than you were like today. So it's just pointless.
Isn't this a common theme, though, in terms of we've got coaches, really good coaches who can deliver amazing programs. We've got Hannah, whose knowledge is far outweighs any PT or anybody that they've probably spoken to, but we always deliver it in a way that is simple and achievable and actually enjoyable. And so again, you get kind of swept along, and all of a sudden you are eating healthier, even though you've not thought about macros and calories, etc. You might have done a little bit in the early days and been conscious of it, but 6 months in, you're just eating healthier and you're training regularly.
I think that's the point as well. It's like, do you want it to take 6 months and you're in like the best shape ever and you're feeling brilliant and it's fantastic and you only have to do it that once? Or do you want it to take 3 weeks, but then you have to do it again in 6 months?
For another 20 years.
On repeat.
How many short-term rigorous programs do you want to do in your life? Or do you do one that takes maybe a little bit longer, but you feel really great doing it and it sticks?
It's true.
I think on the kind of like moving towards the exercise side of things with the nutrition piece as well, because a lot of people have come in, they've never done exercise before, they're not trained the way that we train with strength training. That whole nourishing your body piece to be able to actually cope with the possibly increased exercise or different type of exercise to recover and rebuild and so on is critical as well. So if you're hitting like a negative 1,000 calories per day and you're hitting the weights hard, it's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that is one thing that I talk more about than maybe we would expect is underfueling as well, and people not getting the results they want. People don't get the results they want because they've got this idea that less is more, less is more, less is more. It has to be difficult. It has to be horrible. Anyone who's sort of maybe anywhere between 35 and 55, there's some ingrained things in there that, you know, really do make women question whether or not they should be eating.
I think that this is the level of knowledge that we give people, though. And it's like, so, you know, they start off on a 6-week program. They've got Hannah's nutrition knowledge. They've got the coach's exercise knowledge, and then the bit that piece it all together is that feel-good piece, FITISM feels good, and the accountability piece. That's the other thing. And those three things together is what we drum into people for the first 6 weeks. And then hopefully at the end of the 6 weeks, they have loved it, and then they continue, and it's just a simple case of just repeating and getting into that.
I think that's the message, and we'll perhaps talk about the exercise in more depth in a sec when we talk about memberships, but throughout the 6 weeks, they've just got to start connecting with it. Just come to sessions, get involved, enjoy it. The program is there. You can trust the process because we've got the program there. You can just come in 2 or 3 times a week, and you know it's just underpinned by phenomenal scientific principles. You don't even have to think about it. That's for us to worry about. So come for the 6 weeks, just enjoy it. And then we can get really stuck into that exercise once they become a member, and we can kind of talk to them a bit more about it. But for the time being, it's fine.
I think with that, I'd completely agree. Like, it is so worth just giving it a go and kind of trusting that process, because I've said to people in the past, I know you don't love what we're talking about. I know it feels alien to do X, Y, Z, but why not give it 2 or 3 weeks? And if I'm wrong, come back to me and tell me.
The worst case in 6 weeks is
if it doesn't work, then let's change it.
Exactly. And the worst case scenario is they're going to get a result in 6 weeks. So even if and the best bit is they can then make an informed decision as to, actually, do I like FITISM? Do I want to continue? But also, how am I going to continue? Is it going to be twice a week? Is it going to be 5 times a week? Is it going to be, what does it look like?
You don't have to commit at the end of it. There's no pressure.
They will.
Come in. They will.
I love it.
I love it. But there
Says
is no
the
pressure.
salesman.
Why wouldn't you?
You're never allowed to leave.
But there isn't that pressure. You don't have to do the 6-week challenge and then join up, the 6-week program and then join up for 2 years.
There's no
pressure
just
whatsoever.
1 month at a time, isn't it? And that's how it should be. Just take it 1 month at a time.
And perhaps the last piece which we've touched on is accountability piece, and that is when we go through the 6-week program, we make sure that we're checking in with someone every 7 days. So when someone's brand new into exercise, it is hard to adopt new habits. So therefore, someone just checking in, reaching out, how are you getting on? Where's the biggest barriers? What can I help you with? Whether it be more of a bias towards nutrition, or whether it's exercise, or it's simply just someone to go, you're doing great, carry on. So we have that there integrated into the 6-week program, and they have that one-on-one accountability coach that's just there for you, taking you through the whole process.
Something as simple as, how's my app work? You know, they're there. Don't
ask Matt.
They're main.
And that's in addition to nutrition calls and things like that as well. It's not one or the other.
It's in addition.
There's
you
a
get
lot
it all.
there's a big team behind you.
Basically, do the 6-week program.
Yeah.
Get signed up, do it. You won't regret it,
Yeah,
and then you'll stay forever.
Yeah.